What is up, YouTube? My name is Mario, aka the LootBox Hero, bringing you another video here. So this is going to be the start of a new series called the LootBox Hero Fixes. Alright, and this is essentially where I take something. It could be a movie, it could be a wrestling storyline, it could be a video game, it could be anime, or it could be like today's thing, a comic book, and I use my most powerful armchair writer skills to try to fix that and see if I can make it a little bit better. So of course today, the first episode in this series, we have gay Captain America. So now, again, I'm not gonna try to wax political here. I'm not like a anti-SJW get woke go broke channel. I'm not like the black quartering out this piece. But I do have a few things to say when it comes to SJW, Marvel, and DC, and just the quality of what we've been getting lately out of the House of Ideas. So a little backstory. So, Aaron Fischer is a character being introduced in the next big Captain America story that is going to be made to celebrate the 80th anniversary of the character. His book comes out in June, which coincides with Pride Month. So, Aaron Fischer is an LGBTQ guy. He's homeless, and he's picked up the mantle of Captain America, or at least a local Captain America, like a street level. Like if this was like Netflix Marvel, then you'd probably see him on one of those shows. He's a street level hero, and he's picked up the moniker of Captain America to defend, the invisibles of society, which is the homeless, LGBTQ youth, and of course, unhomed people of color. And that's pretty much what's going on with this character. And I'll give Marvel one thing. They did make a new character for this. Alright, they made a brand new character. They didn't go and just get John Walker and be like, John Walker's gay, and he's gonna be in the new Captain America book for Pride Month. And they could have did that. They could have totally did that. And they've done it before with other characters where they just, boom, we're gonna swap this guy out. We're gonna gender swap him, race swap him, sexuality swap him, and they've done that before. And this time they didn't do it. Years we've been asking Marvel to please, or just Hollywood in general, to please stop, swapping characters that people like and make new characters to represent these, the people that you want to represent. It's kind of a smack in the face to both sides. It's a smack in the face to the veteran fans who lose that character they like, kinda, and it's a smack in the face to the fan base that you're looking to reach out to by giving them essentially a hand-me-down character. And so for them making a brand new character, I commend them on that. Now, of course, the media wasn't so good to them, because the media is essentially using the character for clickbait by saying it's the first gay Captain America, and the way they're presenting it makes you feel like, oh man, like Steve Rogers is gay. You know what I'm saying? They killed him, then they made him a Nazi, and now they're making him gay. Of course, it's going to bring in the hate clicks, and it's going to bring in all of the outlets are going to make videos on it. I think The Quartering's done one. I think, I want to say Yellow Flash has done one. Just a Guy has done one. Just Some Guy has done one. I think most of the big, anti-SJW outlets have done videos on it. And they all kind of said the same thing, that the media is kind of screwing over what Marvel's trying to do. Now, this is not saying that Marvel isn't using this to pander, because technically they are. Just the way this character was made and designed does feel like it's a pander. It's a marketing ploy. You know what I'm saying? It's the 80th anniversary of Cap, so they had to do something for that. But Pride Month is a thing, so of course they also had to do something for that as well. As far as the story going on, the story is not really centered around Aaron Fischer. It's actually centered around Steve, Bucky, Sam, and John. All four have been Captain Americas previously, and they're on a road trip to find Cap's stolen shield. And as they go on this road trip through America, they also run across 5 individuals who have taken up the mantle and become street level Captain America to defend whatever their various group is going to be. So I guarantee you we're probably going to have it's going to be a female one. There's going to be probably a black Captain America, who's, probably going to be fighting off violent policemen or something. There's going to be a Native American Captain America who's probably going to be, beating up corrupt construction workers trying to build a pipeline. I mean, again, that's just me spitballing as what they could do as far as the other ones. Because it's not going to be just one. It's 5 of them, and I guarantee you they're all going to be some kind of woke story, Which, I mean, it is what it is. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to fix the character and try to make the character a little bit better, a little more robust without losing what they were trying to do. Okay, so we're going to switch up the character like this. Still going to be Aaron Fischer. He's still going to be LGBTQ. He's still going to be homeless. He's still going to be the Captain America of the rails. But we're going to give him a little bit more depth. Now, I can't change the design because, of course, I can't draw. So, you don't want to see me unless you want a stick figure. Maybe I should do that, draw like stick figures. But we're going to age him up to be about maybe 24 to 26. We're going to make him a veteran because veterans are a big part of the homeless population. A lot of bad things happen when they come home. Sometimes they have traumatic brain injury. Sometimes they have PTSD. Sometimes they just can't acclimate to being back into society, like civilian society. There's a lot of factors there, so we can make him a veteran. Let's say he left home because he was gay and his family didn't really accept it. And so he left home to go and try to make his own way in the world in the army, like a lot of people do. And when he came back, after those 3 tours of duty, the world is different, America's different. He can't go back home to his family because, there's no guarantee they're really going to accept him back as, that's the reason he left in the first place. His love interest has moved on with his life because, it's, I'll say 3 tours is a long time. There's a lot of lonely nights, waiting, for somebody to come home, hoping that they're alive when they, hoping that they're going to come home in a suit and not in a box. There's a lot of that, so of course that person moved on with their life. And so the only friend he really has is a junkyard guy. I can't think of his name because I'm bad at naming things. But think of him as a combination between Adrian from the Rocky movies and like Fred Sanford. So he encourages Aaron to move forward and to keep going, but he's also kind of a dick. So he's not afraid to prod Aaron or to get at Aaron when he, when he needs to. That's a pretty interesting character. Of course, the way he gets his shield is, of course, by compressed car rims. 2 big rims compressed together in a big hydraulic press that they have in the junkyard. Because I don't know if the shield that Aaron has in the actual story is Cap's shield or if this is some kind of makeshift shield. It probably is Cap's shield, but for the sake of this is a standalone comic, and we're gonna say his shield is made from some smashed up car rims. All right, because again he's homeless. He's a boxcar Cap. so he can't really have pristine stuff. You know, of course, it still fits the purpose because it's two big, heavy rims smashed together. You know, it's heavy enough that he can throw it and do damage. He can also block bullets with it, except it really can't block high caliber rounds, like sniper bullets or something crazy like that. But he can technically, you know, do some of the Captain America stuff. You know, of course, he has military training because he's a veteran. The reason he picked up the Captain America moniker is because, you know, in this Marvel universe, Captain America is seen as kind of the spirit of America in the eyes of the military, because the military, you know, they see Cap and they see that, you know, he embodies the principles of America, even if it means he has to go against America herself or his friends. He would always uphold the principles of America. Of course, you know, that whole Hydra Cap thing, we're going to say that didn't happen in this universe. But yeah, you know, so of course, he still holds Cap in high regard. So that's why he picks up the moniker. As far as villains go, I have two interesting villains. One, the Oasis Foundation. Alright, so the Oasis Foundation is kind of like, you know, like Feed the Children, or like, you know, the March of Dimes, I think is what they call it. It's basically a foundation where they are an international organization that help homeless people from around the world. They take donations and charitable donations and things like that. They have fundraisers, and all this money is supposedly going to help the homeless and help get them jobs and food. But in reality, it's actually just it's a front for a big Eastern European organized crime syndicate. And they use the organization to get access to homeless people for everything from human trafficking to cheap labor to scientific medical experiments and even organ harvesting. And they pretty much use the railways in various countries in order to do this, because it's a lot easier to move around homeless people that way, because not too many people are checking train cars and not too many people are looking for disappeared homeless people. So they can really, it's almost a victimless crime, at least in the eyes of society, because, you know, not a lot of people care about homeless people, which is what makes Aaron so important. You know, he is a hero that stands up to protect these forgotten people. You know, similar to what Marvel was originally doing, just a little bit less merchandisey, you know. So he is going to try to stop the organization from doing what they're doing. He's going to try to disrupt them as much as possible, which also explains why he lives on the trains, because that's where they do a lot of their movement. The other enemy he has is actually an old Captain America enemy and a Spider-Man enemy known as Vermin. Alright, so he's essentially like a man-rat, and he's incredibly violent. He's almost killed Captain America and Spider-Man on different occasions. And, you know, Spider-Man actually had to get saved by the Punisher, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a long time since I read that book, but I think it was the Punisher that saved Spider-Man from Vermin. And essentially, Vermin is going to be another army vet who essentially sold his body or himself to the organization to get money so that his daughter can go off to college and she wouldn't have to be homeless with him. And essentially, they experimented on him to try to make him into kind of an enforcer to take out Aaron. I'm thinking about Attack on Titan. But they you know, they made him into an enforcer, you know, and they created Vermin. But his mental state, because of all the experimentation, is hit or miss. So he's kind of a rogue agent at this point. So now you have three major parties. You have Aaron, you have the Oasis Foundation, and you have Vermin. And bam! This right here just has that much more depth. Now, of course, I'm not a professional writer. I've never been trained as a writer. I'm just a guy with a fresh pair of eyes and a different perspective. You know, I'm not saying I'm better than Marvel. I'm not saying that at all. You know, but that's just my my little offering there. The first one is free, Marvel. Next week, I won't expect a check. Because next week, I think I'm going to tackle the New Warriors. Y'all probably remember that from last year. It was hilarious. And I have some ideas for that one. So, that's about it for this. Of course, if this video does well, I will do that New Warriors one. Like, comment, subscribe, share this with your comic book loving fans. If you know some anti-SJW fans out there, throw it to them. They'll probably like this idea, you know. But of course, like, comment, subscribe. Have a nice day.